About 5-6 months ago, I came to the big event we had, the end of March in San Francisco, and I met some great people. And one of the guys, Anders Ryuta, I started playing around with something called that they're working on called Visio JS, and I was thinking of using it to build a network diagram editor. So you could basically take multiple elements, place them on a screen, and then apply the data to the element. So I made a little bit of progress on that. I'll show you the very bare minimum progress, and if anybody's interested and wants to work on it with me, come let me know. So can I get to it on here then?
Yeah, you need a.
I just need an open window.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I just popped this up in a very insecure place, but that's okay. So this first page. Oops. There we go. So this first page just shows you how I'm calling to the path Visio. So he has something called shapes, and I'm just basically creating cross-platform shapes. And so he has an entire library for basically creating the shapes. So I start from the shapes, and then I'm going to extend the shapes. And I extend the shapes using, and we'll just show you the demo. So here you'll see there's a diagram that's made up of shapes, right? There's a shape called a funnel and a funnel and a funnel. So I'm a marketing guy, product guy, so I'm thinking I want to build a diagram of information that would be maybe a sales funnel, right? For one of the objects, or I'd basically create a sales funnel. So I created multiple funnels to come together in one place and have a rectangle on top. And for just kind of to make all this work, I had to actually write the funnel code as an extra bit of a shape. And so here you can see there's path data. So I'm using, I'm creating a little path in SVG here. So you can, basically that gets plugged into his cross-platform shapes. And now I can build a diagram, and I can select that whole diagram. I can use a matrix with, 2 by 2, and I can put the data in that I want on the fly into the funnel. And it ends up looking, this ends up looking very simplistic like this. We'll just do the page. I mean, it just basically draws this funnel. But you can get the idea that within each of these segments, I can take data and I can plug it directly to the element. And now I have 4 or 5 elements, multiple elements in the diagram, and I can create this, every time the data gets updated in my database, I can pop this up on the screen. So that was the basic idea. If anybody wants to work on building it, now the next thing is, of course, you want to take each of these elements and move it around the screen, right? And maybe and change the size and shape. So that's the idea.
So we are doing a second day this Saturday. And I just wanted to show, what did I do wrong here? All right. So this is a collection of data, a couple projects. We captured a week's worth of Nextbus real-time data, so you can do kind of analysis going backwards. We also got some data from BART, which is all the entries and exits for one month for every station. So I made a little prototype here, which is what I wanted to show. Might load slowly for a second. So what this is showing is on October 1st of 2012, the blue line is the number of entries coming into a station, and the red are the ones coming out. And if we hover over a different day, we see a different pattern. And these are weekend days, and these are weekdays. And what's kind of cool about this is that in some stations like Colma, everyone goes into the station in the morning, and they leave the station at night, which tells you that people come from Colma and go elsewhere in the system, right? and then they go home. So it's a commuting station. Same for something like Daly City is it's a little more people coming to Daly City for work maybe during the week. But then if you have the opposite, like Embarcadero, people are coming out of this station in the morning and leaving or going into the station at night, implying that very few people live there and they all show up for work. So this is kind of a fun example of small multiples and exploring this station data. Very preliminary. But if anyone wants to come hack this Saturday, it's at Hackbright Academy in downtown SF. And we'll have lots of data to play with. Other people, so some people have started projects, and some people are just hacking on the various data. We had someone from Muni come and go over a ton of different reports they put out. We tried to take some notes. So yeah, a ton of data, a lot of ideas. If you want to come hack, please join us.
So I work at a place where we take a lot of, we use D3 extensively in mapping and do a lot of geospatial stuff, take big data sets and slice them up. So I just wanted to show you a few of the things where we don't use Canvas as extensively as we'd like to, but we've gotten pretty good performance just making everything a DOM element. And we do some things that I can show you, or you guys can come ask me after. But this is, for example, OpenStreetMaps data that's coming from a server, but we're drawing it here in a browser. And you get touch events, so it's one of the nice things. So you get CSS also. Some of the things we're doing is basically exploring how to play with big data sets in the browser, big mapping data sets in the browser by querying basically tiled versions of them. So one of the things I'll show you is that we can do something like, layer equals roads, and then let's see, maybe it's layers. So that's like a layer I have, but I can even define something client side. So I can do something. The syntax language is a little awkward, but I can do something. So example, I don't have a layer for buildings. I'll zoom in so you can see buildings. But I can define one here on the client. So I'll do something like this. And I'm just going to write a Boolean expression here that I know is true for buildings. And everything that's not in group A, I'll remove it. Let me put some quotes around this. Let me do another one, because I don't know what Boolean expression is true for that. So I'll do something. Let's remove the Golden Gate Bridge. Is name equals Golden Gate Bridge. There. And for example, let's say we wanted everything but the Golden Gate Bridge. So I'm going to remove group A. If I put a false here, I'll keep the Golden Gate Bridge. So if you take that, so this is sort of, I'm showing you something that's a little low level. There's the nice things that you get for having vector data on the client. You can distort the map and change its projection on the client. And then we've sort of started to take this query language that we've developed and start to do some stuff with like election data. So this is basically on census tracts. And if I zoom out, so this is the number of people who have bachelor's degrees. And I can do the same sorts of queries here that I just did, or we can change this. And if you take it to like sort of another extension, here's a data set that's not kind of a shape data set, but this is a data set we're getting from Twitter. So these are different points, and we sort of build some UI around filtering these data sets. So here's time, we can size, start to color by different things. Let's color by language. Look at English and Portuguese or Spanish. Let's just compare these two. We've also, we have a pretty strong backend to handle some of this stuff. So this is a data set of 25 million tweets. It's streaming, and you can do search over the tweets too. So we have full text search in the background. So I'll get rid of language. Type in Obama. These are all tweets that have the word Obama in them. It's interesting often to see people who have lots of followers who say Obama. So let's just look at them. And who's this person? So this is the Sacramento Bee, for example. So all of this, everything I just showed you over here, we can even do stuff like this, cool styles, is coming from this low-level infrastructure that we built. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. Yeah.